Welcome to this explainer. Today, we're going to decode some seriously subtle language tactics, the kind that literally just drain your life force. We're talking about 5 specific phrases that honestly sound like completely normal conversation on the surface, but underneath, they're designed to manipulate your reality and completely zap your energy. These are incredibly common, so let's dive right in and look at how you can spot them from a mile away. Now, what's super fascinating about all of this is the idea that words aren't just information. They're an actual energetic transfer. Think about it. When someone speaks to you, they're transferring their internal state right into your energetic field. We've all been kind of conditioned to just brush off the warning signs when that energy feels wrong, right? But ignoring those red flags is exactly like ignoring a blaring fire alarm in your own house. It's a signal you absolutely cannot afford to miss if you want to protect your peace.
So we really have to actively unlearn our habit of seeing someone's potential instead of what's actually right in front of us. Why? Because emotional predators are actively trying to override your natural instincts. They use these incredibly calculated language patterns to make you question your own worth, literally testing to see just how much you're willing to tolerate. An emotional predator is really just an individual who uses these specific patterns to slowly lower your standards and cross your boundaries over time.
And shifting this mindset requires a massive, massive mental pivot. On one hand, we've got our deep-rooted conditioning, right? We want to give people the benefit of the doubt. We want to heal them. We want to see their highest potential. But what we actually need is energetic self-defense. We need to detect these predators, fiercely protect our energy, and see the harsh reality for what it is. And look, this isn't just basic relationship advice. This dictates your entire life trajectory. We're talking everything from your mental health to your financial future. Okay, so let's get into the first phrase. It's a classic. You're too sensitive. Or maybe it's close cousin, you're being dramatic. This is psychological manipulation at its absolute finest, folks. It is explicitly designed to make you question your own perception of reality. When someone dismisses your emotions like this, they aren't making some objective scientific observation about your sensitivity. No way. They are deliberately trying to invalidate your lived experience.
What they're really doing is testing you. They're seeing if you'll shrink yourself down just to make them feel bigger. They're tossing your feelings aside purely for their own comfort. But let's compare that to a truly evolved partner. Conscious individuals, they view your emotional depth as a profound feature to be honored, not some bug that needs fixing. They get curious, they listen, and they actually seek to understand your feelings rather than just trying to shut them down.
And the real danger here, the part that really gets to you, is that it plants this deeply rooted seed of self-doubt. It completely disconnects you from your own internal guidance system. I mean, this is basically a form of energetic violence. It forces you to constantly monitor yourself, second-guessing your reactions, and distrusting the very intuition that's meant to protect you from this manipulation in the first place. Your feelings are your alarm system. Do not let anyone turn them off.
All right, moving to phrase number 2. This one usually pops up right after a deliberately hurtful comment. I'm just being honest, or I'm just telling you the truth. Honestly, this is an incredibly toxic tactic. It's used to make sheer cruelty seem like some kind of noble virtue. It's essentially an attempt to emotionally abuse you and then turn around and demand that you feel grateful for it just because they slapped the label of truth on it. It completely strips away any basic respect. Just notice the stark difference here between weaponized honesty and true honesty. Weaponized honesty has zero empathy, none. It asserts dominance and actually blames you for feeling hurt. True honesty, on the other hand, is always delivered with kindness, compassion, and a real care for timing. But unfortunately, our culture has kind of tricked us. We've been convinced to value this raw, unfiltered realness over kindness, which traps us into accepting emotional violence disguised as authenticity.
So it really boils down to this. True honesty without compassion isn't honesty at all. It's just cruelty wearing a mask of virtue. Always remember that a partner who genuinely loves you is going to want to build you up and support your growth. They're absolutely not going to systematically destroy your self-esteem under the guise of keeping it real. True love protects your spirit. It definitely doesn't tear it down.
Okay, phrase number 3, get ready for this one. You're being controlling. Now, this is gaslighting in its absolute purest form. It is explicitly designed to make you terrified of advocating for your own needs. And you'll usually hear this the exact moment you express a boundary or bring up a totally reasonable concern about their behavior. By calling you controlling, boom, they immediately shift the blame and put you right on the defensive. We need to reframe this word immediately. Boundaries are simply you communicating what you need to feel safe, respected, and valued. That's it. They are absolutely not demands, and they aren't punishments. Expressing that you need, say, dedicated time together or clear communication, that's just you establishing your baseline standards for how you allow yourself to be treated. To a manipulative person, your boundaries are just frustrating little obstacles getting in the way of their convenience and freedom. But the reality is that boundaries are the necessary framework that allows trust and intimacy to genuinely flourish. A person who calls you controlling, well, what they actually want is access to all of you while providing the absolute bare minimum in return. They want to avoid any real responsibility for the connection.
Now, the fourth phrase is a bit more subtle, but it's incredibly destructive. It's, "I'm not ready for a relationship." But here's the catch. It's said by someone who constantly acts exactly like your partner. This puts you in this impossible relationship limbo. You're giving them all the wonderful benefits of your emotional support, your time, and your intense loyalty, but without any commitment or accountability on their end whatsoever. And this dynamic traps you right in the middle. Think about it. If you stay, you're quietly agreeing to be undervalued and treated as an option. But if you walk away, you feel like you're throwing away all this potential. But here's what you desperately need to realize. Listen closely. They are not confused. They know exactly what they want. And what they want is to maintain their freedom while keeping you emotionally invested and right there on the hook. Here's the thing. Commitment isn't something you have to earn. It's something you deserve simply by being yourself. This endless limbo dynamic, it systematically erodes your self-worth. Because at the end of the day, the other person cares far more about keeping their own options open than they do about your happiness and security. You should never, ever have to audition for a place in someone's life. So now, we have arrived at the fifth and most dangerous phrase of all. It's so subtle that, I kid you not, 99% of people miss it entirely until years later. Usually, they only spot it when they're trying to rebuild their shattered sense of self. This one is particularly devastating because it strikes at the very core of your personal evolution. You've changed, specifically when it's said with this heavy tone of disappointment and accusation. When someone deploys this as a criticism, it reveals a very, very dark truth. It shows that they fell in love with your potential to serve their needs, not your potential to become who you are truly meant to be. They love the version of you that was, well, convenient for them. They hate your changes because you're setting boundaries. You're becoming much less manageable. They feel threatened because the version of you they preferred was smaller. And tragically, this leads so many people to abandon their dreams or halt their healing just to make a partner feel safe. But real love champions your growth. Real love gets genuinely excited by your rising confidence and your independence. Condemning your evolution is not love, it's possession. Your growth doesn't threaten a healthy connection, it strengthens it. Because as you grow, you're bringing more of your vibrant, authentic self to the table. You must never, and I mean never, feel guilty for taking up more space or stepping into the powerful person you were always meant to become. So the big question, how do we actively protect ourselves? Well, it all comes down to energetic self-defense. You really have to start paying deep attention to your body, realizing that your energy simply does not lie. Notice if you feel completely drained or totally energized around someone. Trust those initial gut reactions. And please, stop rationalizing bad behavior or shrinking your own goals just for someone else's comfort. This requires a total paradigm shift. Enforcing the conditions under which you can be your most authentic self, that actually teaches people exactly how to treat you. Your boundaries aren't brick walls designed to keep people out, they're gates. They are gates that let the right love in. By filtering out the emotional predators, you leave the gate wide open for the people who truly respect you. And that leads us to what is absolutely the hardest part, walking away. I know, it might feel incredibly cruel, like you're just giving up on love entirely. But actually, scratch that, walking away from toxicity is an act of supreme self-love. Every single moment you waste trying to convince someone to treat you well is a moment stolen from a future partner who would naturally see your immense value right from the start. Okay, let's lock in these final truths for you to carry forward. First, you are absolutely not responsible for healing them. Second, you are not responsible for teaching them how to love you. Your only job in this life is to be authentic, to fiercely honor your own needs, and to completely stop settling for anything less than the profound respect and care that you deserve. To wrap up this explainer, I want to leave you with a final, provocative thought to really sit with today. Ask yourself right now, who are you giving access to your energy? Remember,
The love you are looking for is looking for you too. But here's the catch. It can only find you when you finally step fully into your power and resolutely walk away from absolutely anyone who asks you to stay small.